Hello, my name's Stephen Quick, I'm an artist and I'm here with Sherlock. So I thought, seeing lots of people watch the video, which was very kind, big thank you to Sherlockology for tweeting it and Tumblring it and for Facebooking it. So I thought I'd give you a little breakdown of how it's painted, my thoughts while I was painting it, not like deep and meaningful thoughts, like decision making. So, let's get going. Here he is. Get a bit closer to the camera for you. Glasses on, I can't see the camera. There we go, I can see if we're in shot now. So, here he is, Benedict Cumberbatch as Sherlock Holmes. Composition. Really, the painting is broken into two sections, roughly down the middle. You've got the background and the face. The idea was to make two very different layers, if you can see. So the background is a bit more chaotic, messy, purple, and then the face is less chaotic. It's him looking away, so I quite like the idea of a painting which normally is looking at you. So if you have a portrait of anybody, they're usually looking at the viewer. Sherlock, of course, doesn't give a crap about the viewer. So you're looking at him, he's completely looking away, and I really like the idea that you're going, oh hello Sherlock, you're nice, look at me. The colour palette, I went for a different colour palette than normal. I went for a much more ghost-like palette. As you can see, it's very, very pale tones of skin, very, very pale tones of purple and blue. And while I was painting it, this wasn't planned, that I decided to start bringing in the purple into the face, as like that's the light shine. Normally I'd just do this white, but bring in the purple onto the nose and the lips. If you watch the speed painting video, you'll see the lips were red at one point, or a pink, and they looked ridiculous. So bringing in the purple, I think, really balances it really nicely and connects the two halves of the composition. So then it went to the painting. This is all painted in acrylic paint, household paint. That's it. In the video I said I was going to use spray paint, but I didn't actually use any in the end. And paint pens, I use them as well. Paint pens, if you don't know what they are, they're these. You get many brands. They're just like a normal pen. And it's got paint in. You can just do very detailed lines. They're not. It's not the thickest paint in the world, so it's not. It doesn't contrast greatly with acrylic or household, which is very heavy paint. It contrasts well with spray paint. So very early on I decided I was going to make the hair and the jacket very bitty, very broken up from the rest of the painting, so I could have the background coming into him, so it would connect the background. As I was saying, so very early on while painting it, I decided I was going to make the face a realistic poppy art look, and I wanted to take the hair and the jacket and break them down into just block colours. He's got very curly, wispy hair, so it lends itself well to swooping shapes. So this was all done in, like you see, swooping blacks, with the background bleeding into it. The same on the jacket, we've got a few swooping things, just to connect it and not make it too heavy. I wanted it to be about the face, I didn't want it to be about the background and the weird shapes, because as you can see, I've done lots of splats and twirls and whirls and what have you. That is quite intricate and detailed, therefore that would be distracting if this wasn't quite so strong. So the idea was to break this and this up so it would blend it all together. If you've seen the video, I started off by just quickly drawing out the shape of his head, and then giving it lots of washes of purples and stuff dripping around, just to get a bit of chaos going on. I actually lost most of the chaos and the random bits that I had at the beginning because I didn't feel they were balancing very well, so I took most of it out. But I like to do that right at the beginning of the painting if you're planning on wanting some randomness. Do the randomness. I like the randomness right at the beginning and seeing what happens, see what you get, because if it looks crap you can go back later on and change it. So his face is very light, bar we have the eyes darker with the purple bleeding over into the eye, again just to balance it all out, the nose, balance it all out, and the mouth, just a bit of black here and there. I didn't really want to use black, but it seemed to need the weight in the eyes to make them pop out. So the face, other than the eyes, is built up of 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of sort of a creamy skin tone, starting with a very dark black and just working its way in. Very simple to do. If you're painting like that, just have your middle colour, so in this case it was this colour here, have your middle colour, and then mix back and forward. Don't necessarily always mix with black and white. Actually, nearly always mix with white to make it lighter, but making it black sometimes, making it darker sometimes it's better to use blue or red just to give it that darker tone. So start with your middle colour, mix back and forward, and then you'll get a balance. So you get like a 3D effect by just doing block colours. That's kind of a pop arty way, and that originates from magazines and comic books printing processes. And then the bit I keep getting asked about, the splits and splats. If you can see, as you can see, he is built up of lots of splits and splats, splats and drips. See them all over the place. That is done with household paint. It doesn't work as well with acrylic paint unless you thin it down, because it doesn't quite drip and splat enough. How I did that, simple. Dip your fingers into the paint and go flip, and I'm just going flip in the direction I want it. So on the hair I'm going like that. My hand is doing the movement that I want, and we're seeing what's happening. Here I'm just going out. You can do it with palette knives and stuff, but I find better with fingers because you can get more of a different speed. Sometimes it's thin, sometimes it's thick, and just do like that. And like I said, you can see some bits are a bit fatter, and that's just because I have more on it. So yeah, this is all household paint splattered around. It's very good, but don't overdo it if you're using this. I find it's very easy to just lose everything. And that's it, I think. So to recap, really, it was a two-plan painting, simple face, simple face, detailed background, with a colour palette that was very light and muted, with the background bleeding in. The two black things which frame him, broken up, not abstract but more symmetrical and mathematic. And then once I had all that done, I went at it with flicking the paint all over it to get bleeding it all together, just to connect it. For that I used the same colours as in the colour palette, so yellows and whites and purples, because that's all over it. And then here and there I worked in some green just to tie in the green with his eyes. So that is Sherlock Holmes. Really happy with him, and really happy with the reaction you guys have been giving. It's been very, very kind. I haven't made many jokes in this video, so I'm hoping that means it's more informative, and you can go out and prosper. Good luck with your painting, and can't wait for season 3 of Sherlock. And Benedict, come and see my painting. Over and out. Goodbye.